So here's an interesting article from Market Watch in the retirement section, and it's an opinion piece, and it's entitled "Baby Boomers Commit the 7 Deadly Sins of Retirement Planning." So this is an article that came out today or was refreshed today, and so I definitely thought it was worth sharing this because there's a couple things here that I saw that lead me to question this whole narrative that people are still starting or still believing rather. So I wanted to take a quick minute and share this, but more importantly, if you want to read the whole thing for yourself, just scroll below, click the link, and you can read so. But basically, it starts off talking about how good baby boomers have had it, having come from the best generation prior to. They went to college and did everything they were told to do. And then we get into right here. It says, when they went out to work, they were able to accumulate stocks, bonds, real estate, just as prices began to skyrocket. The Dow Jones was at just 1,000 in the early 1980s. So after all that good luck, where are they now? And so here we have a new study has the numbers, and they aren't pretty. Quote, Boomers' Expectations for Retirement, a new annual study from the Insured Retirement Institute, a trade body for annuity industry. So right there, we have an annuity industry entity just putting this together, which is already kind of flawed and tainted because we know that in order for them to have business, in order for them to make money, they need more people to invest and to take out annuities and whatnot and all the type of products that they love to sell people. So this is one of those pieces that sways people and encourages the last remaining baby boomers who may not have saved enough to just go ahead and push more into the system, predominantly more so probably by getting an annuity. So that's just my thoughts there, but do what you want to do with that. But it says most boomers are unprepared for retirement, even as they approach it or enter into it. It says amazingly, barely 1 in 10 has enough saved up. This is hardly the first study to report on America's poor retirement savings. It says, but the IRI survey stands out because it focuses specifically on boomers. They interviewed 804 people between the ages of 56 and 72. Here's some of the findings. It says, in a nutshell, based on their numbers, about 11% have at least $500,000 saved for their retirement. Check this out. That's hardly a king's ransom, but it may have to do. So here we have a number, $500,000. $500,000, 11% of the people, of the 804 people, 11% have about 500,000 saved for their retirement. And they're basically saying that's hardly a king's ransom. But so basically that's not even enough. And then they're going to go into a little bit more about that. Said the remainder don't even have that. Says, yikes, good times ahead. About half of those who make it into their early 60s will live past 85. So the question is, if you're going to live past 85 or they're 500,000, which only 11% of that 804 has, then that lets me know the majority of that group there are in big trouble. But it says here, okay, financial surveys about retirement planning are generally produced by organizations in the financial services industry, and naturally they have a point of view. As I was hinting earlier, the IRI represents annuity providers, and yes, the survey results suggest that, all in all, more people really should buy annuities when they retire. See, there's a catch. It says among the benefits, it shows an astonishing 7 deadly sins. And so here's these sins that they're talking about. And the number 1, not saving enough or anything. It says, yes, it's the most obvious, but it's worth repeating. According to the IRI survey, an astonishing 23% of baby boomers have no retirement savers and never did. So stop right there. Let's go back in history a little bit. So most of the people who are now entering into that retirement age, for the last 40 years of their life, roughly, were more than likely involved in the workforce, raising their kids, and probably in careers that may or may not have allowed them to live comfortably, enjoy life, and take care of kids. So they already are behind the 8 ball when it comes to that. But most likely, people don't tend to really focus on preserving things for the future or saving for the future in their younger years, just because it's not, everyone thinks they can actually get away with not doing it until it's needed or until it's too late. Like the whole idea of preparing for the possible change in the economy that's currently underway now. Most people say the dollar will never go away, but there is a likelihood, based upon everything that's happened around us, that national currencies tend to expire due to hyperinflation. But majority of the people are not preparing for that. So once again, it's the same situation. Number 2, draining your retirement savings. Says another 17% did save for their retirement once, but they spent the money out of desperation, carelessness, or maybe both. So things happen, and most people don't have any actual reserves outside of their long-term retirement strategies and plans, so they tap into their retirement. It says not calculating a retirement savings goal. Now, this is one of the things that bothers me the most, because if they just were told that 500,000 won't cut it, so what is that magical number? So what is the actual savings goal that you can put in place to actually reach in a world based upon a debt-based monetary system where, regardless of how much you save, monetary policy dictates that you're going to experience a compounding inflationary effect on your currency because of the purchasing power that's being stolen. So not quite sure how that plays out as far as what the actual number you should aim for. And so, of course, in my opinion, I think eventually people will probably come to the realization that to protect yourself against a number, you might want to look to try to accumulate some type of weight measurement down the line. And so just something there. But it says underestimating health costs. We all know that right there, it can be very taxing as you get older. It says ignoring long-term care costs. Another little handle there. Mishandling your retirement date. So once again, I believe that as things unfold right now, there will be an adjustment of the retirement age for the millennials especially. So I believe that a part of this whole process that we're experiencing now, what's going to happen and what's currently happening now for the baby boomer generation will be a good example of how millennials can look and observe and see how it's going to be completely different during their time of them looking to quote unquote retire, if it's even available in their 60s or 70s. So we'll see. It says not setting affairs in order. So we all know most people, until it's too late, tend to then look to get prepared. But once you are at the point of already being of age, it's not impossible, but it makes it that much harder, being that you're more than likely leaving the workforce. So these are just the 7 deadly sins. But the primary thing that could be the 8th sin could be factored into the monetary policy aspect. The things that most people don't know that impacts them the most, which has been, as the video I did 2 days ago, or a day ago, in regards to the amount of interest that have been stolen from potential savers. So the people that's even parking their money in places aren't getting an actual return that will be enough to allow their current pot of funds to grow in a way that they can actually have something to look forward to down the line because of monetary policy. So these are some things that's happening. I thought I would take a quick minute, share my thoughts on it, and how the 7 deadly sins of retirement planning doesn't even factor in monetary policy, which has been the most detrimental, I believe, to those that are aware and those that have been responsible enough to quote unquote save enough, whatever that enough might be. So other than that, I would love to hear your thoughts. Want to take a little quick take here. Leave a comment down below. More importantly, look forward to bringing you more these quick takes. Have a good day.